very good. Yeah, so like as I have been talking like forestry with non-native like species is it's a very old and important industry like in many parts of the world. No? Like these trees grow like really well. Like I work like most of my life with pine trees or and members of the pine family like Adela fir, which are all native to the northern hemisphere, and they like widely planted and invasive in the southern hemisphere. No, as you see like here in green, the native distribution, which includes like near here, and the non-native range, which includes like a big part of the southern hemisphere. This is a paper by Sandy and colleagues from Patagonia. This is an example. Like in New Zealand, they planted them to prevent soil erosion and like erosion. Like years later, it was all pines. No? Like they planted them with helicopters. Then they become all pine. No? Like a really successful invasion, like changing everything. No? Imagine how like everything changes on this ecosystem, no? From these like rocky ecosystems to these forests. This is like in Patagonia, like plantations that were like well behaved for many years. They suddenly become like invasive. This is like Brazil, like really like diverse grasslands get invaded by pines. This is below these invasions. You see nothing basically when these trees invade. Like below them, like nothing basically can grow. Like people call them like deserts. But today I will focus a bit on my study system that is this island in Argentina. Like so, talk about like pine invasions or pinase invasions in Victoria, which is like a thing like to me like a very interesting system. Like in this island, like over 100 years ago, the Argentine government started like a large scale program to introduce trees on the area. They got some like foresters from Russia, which were like really good, and they brought trees from all over the world. No, like here is a picture actually like from that like moment where they bring in trees from Europe to increase forest diversity. Like on the area, we only had like mainly two tree species, and they thought that it was like really poor, and I wanted trees that grow faster, better trees. Also, like perhaps looking more like Europe. It's very peculiar. The thing at least like Argentina, people wanted the area to look like a much more like Europe, like a weird like a social concept there. So like they brought many pines, many everything, and they brought them like with the pots, like really weird. They didn't like brought seeds. Like that's like it's like a different story, but it's amazing effort for these guys to move trees from here to the other side of the world, like 100 years ago. So yeah, they planted all these trees on this area, and like a few like years later, they decided to make of this like a national park. So the area became like really pristine, becoming like a really cool system to study these invasions. No, they planted trees from all over the world, and then basically like stop any human impact on the area. So like I was a field assistant like many years ago, like this like 1989 looks like very many years ago. I was like an undergrad, and this guy like Adam Simberlov like hired me as his field assistant. So like we were like looking for trees on this island to see which ones become invasive. You know, like of the experiment, they put like trees from all over the world. And you go like 80 years later and see which ones become invasive. So we run transects like around the main plantations, and yeah, and it was like a really fun experience for me. But basically, what we found is that like Adela fir was the main invasion that happened there. Only one species of these like hundreds that became like invasive, but it was like pretty invasive. No, you see like this forest like dominated the understory of this like native forest like dominated by these islands basically of Adela fir. So, but if you walk like say like like a kilometer far from these like plantations, you see nothing basically. So like these invasions were like very like localized. So like lots of invasions, but are really close to these plantations, which was the pattern that they studied like from my PhD. So we analyzed like many different factors, like all of them explain a bit, but the one that I think like to me like is more like interesting, like fascinating is the role of fungi on these like tree invasions. So I don't know how much you know about this, but like all trees depend or most trees depend like a mycorrhiza to survive. This is like an association between plants and fungi. The plants basically give nutrients and water to the trees, and the trees give food or carbon to the fungi. So it's a classic like a mutualism. We see, for example, like in Puerto Rico, where pines are not native, if you don't inoculate them with fungi, they don't grow. So here we have like a 5-year-old pine without fungi and a 6-year-old pine with fungi. So like it's crazy how the difference, like nature with the fungi, they die. And we did like a very simple experiment to see if the lack of proper fungi could be halting the invasion. Now we see this pattern of like some invasions close to the plantation, but nothing far. So the idea was that the fungi was found close to the plantation, but not far, and that could explain the invasion. So we got soils from areas like with lots of invasions, like near plantations, and far without any invasion, say like a mile far, and to them we added inoculum to some, and we didn't add inoculum. So like, we had close to plantations with fungi, far from plantations without fungi, and also like some controls with like sterile soil. We measured many things, like among them, like above ground biomass. We found that like close to the plantations, if you added the fungi, it didn't do anything, like which supports the idea that the fungi is there. But far from plantations, and this was the thing that was exciting, is that like if you added the inoculum, if you added the fungi, the trees grew 3 times more. So this is strong evidence that trees were like limited by the lack of proper fungi. You know, I didn't mention this, but the pines have like a very unique type of fungi, so like, which is not found like in the native forest there. So like this is why the foresters like 100 years ago like brought the pots with them. Didn't bring the seeds because like of course like you can bring like 1,000,000 seeds like in a backpack, but they decided to move the trees with the pots because back then even they knew that they needed to bring the trees with the soil, no? Like, which is to me like something like pretty amazing, no? Like they knew so much. So yeah, this evidence that the foresters were smart, that the trees wouldn't survive without the fungi, no? So yeah, and like sterile soil like show the same results as these pines growing basically without fungi. We did this for like multiple species, for 2 pines and 1 tsuga, and all the same. When you added inoculum, they grew like 3 times more, and also we did things in the field, which perhaps will not be like ethical to do now, to move soils and to plant invasives. But yeah, the same thing, like in the field, pines without fungi died. So yeah, this is story. No, like it's something that we don't think much about, but like interactions like really play a huge role explaining invasions. No, we always talk about like pathogens or climate, but mutualists also play like a big role, and this is what I wanted to highlight here. We like study this system a lot, and we also like were curious about like how and when these invasions happen. No, like we saw these islands of high density of dilafer, and we wanted to see like how this was formed. So like we proposed like three potential ways of this how these invasions could occur on like the forest. One could be like all at the same time, happening like, for example, like a window of climate that opens, or some like disturbance, or in the case of the fungi, if for example like mushrooms start to happen, so like spores can disperse to this area, so like this could like trigger like an invasion. The other mechanism could be like gradual. which could be due to like slow dispersal or changes like at like a smaller level, like with time with colonized by like a gradual invasions. And the other one is impulses, like which could be like a combination of the previous two. What we found like was interesting to us. Like here in the start, you can see when trees were planted. So like basically 50 years later, the invasion started, like which is like a long time, no? Like 50 years after they planted, the invasion started, and this is not because of seeds. Seeds like these guys who were selling seeds like 20 years after plantation, so like seeds were there, so it was something else. We see that invasions like occur. We like did this with like dendro methods, so like it's pretty accurate. But like many of them were like 1980, which could be like due to like climate or perhaps like a production of spores into the area, and all of them happen at the same time. So like all these trees were basically of the same age. Like so this supports the idea of like this invasion occurred like all at the same time, like 50 years after it was planted. No, so suddenly like this became like really common, which is something like to be like afraid of it, no, because like we don't see invasions suddenly like all this area like become highly invasive, highly invaded. Sorry. But like beyond this island, like trees, like invasive trees are like a big problem. We did an analysis of the costs of these trees, and like data is not great, but it's in the billions. You know? Like people like spend billions controlling them or suffering the consequences of these invasions. No, and we see like many attempts to control them. For example, here is in New Zealand, like on the other like here like we have people in South Africa controlling this invasion for many different reasons. So like these invasions are a problem that people like is taking care. We also see that invasions of these trees like produce, for example, a forest in Patagonia, where I'm from, this Alpinaceae have a lot of like of resins, so like they burn much more than the native trees. So like like people is suffering like the consequences of these trees, and we also see, of course, that like below this invasion like nothing grows. So like we see these impacts on like diversity, economy, and human well-being with the fires and other impacts that affect human populations. But many like my colleagues, they tell me like hey, but invasions are not the only problem that humankind faces. No, like we have like other problems, which, for example, is like one is like climate change. Now we see the world changing, like with climate. It's getting much hotter. Like and that produces, of course, more fires. Like I'm now like living in Houston, or we have like hurricanes, no, which is it's a big problem, perhaps arguably much more than invasions. No, like the climate problems, like for some regions, like are really terrible. And this is, of course, as you know well, driven by like greenhouse gases. You know, like we see like you saw these pictures like many times, like CO2 is going up, you know, like changing the climate, and we also see these like green creatures like crawling, into the world. So like pretty like and these plants like have a lot of carbon, no? So like we see this invasion happening. For example, here is in Chile, like 2007, 2011, 2015, 2017. We see, like this carbon being accumulated due to tree invasion. So this makes people think about these things. We have like some project like analyzing growth of trees in 6 different areas of the world, and we see that pines grow like 3 times more. Like when they're like non-native, were the native, like pretty crazy for pines, like three times more. We did also like a deep review of most papers analyzing like pine growth. Pines grow like 2 times more when they're like non-native that like a native, like imagine like they grow like twice as fast when they are invasive than when native, which is like crazy, like if you think like in this, like in terms of of carbon sequestration, no? Like they accumulate much more carbon when they are like non-native than when they are like native, no? And there are, for example, papers coming from Europe also suggesting that we could use non-native trees for making forests more resilient to the climate change. No, these authors suggest that like we can make forests more like diverse. Like for example, like increasing like a redundancy, like in species. So like making them more resilient to climate change by adding new species, no? Which to me is super similar to the idea that these foresters have like 100 years ago, no? Like the guys were bringing trees to Patagonia to make the forest more diverse, and now we see in Europe people bringing trees to Europe to make the forest more diverse. No, I don't know if the idea is good or bad, but it's weird that it comes back, no? Also, like this is like another paper that become a bit like controversial because they did the math pretty bad. But the idea is that we can like help solving the problem of climate change by planting trees on every single place that we could plant that tree. They also suggest that, and at least for Patagonia, where I'm from, they're suggesting like planting like pine trees because are the only ones that can grow on these like dry areas. So like they are suggesting that we should plant like pines in Patagonia or native trees elsewhere, like to make to lower the amount of carbon in the atmosphere, which I think like it could work, but it's of course like it's like a risky idea, no? Like to replace the native ecosystems for non-natives. I don't know. It's something that it will not be fully up to us. It's up to the society to decide what they want to do. But to me, it's a very risky idea, no? And as we all know well, it's very hard and expensive to control like invasions, no? Like so, some people are thinking, hey, why if we don't care about invasions anymore and think about the carbon sequestration, let these happy trees grow, and we are all happy, no? Which is already happening. For example, like in New Zealand, like in some parts, they allow you to use invasions for like carbon credits. So like they pay you to keep the invasions, no? So it's very like happening, no? Like they are like encouraging people to keep the invasions for the sake of carbon sequestration. Like forestry, as some here, like I know much more than me, is also like fueled by this. No, like a lot of money is being put into forestry to sequester carbon. We see this all the time. No, in this like a carbon zero like things. Like people is planting trees to compensate for emissions. Yeah. But the idea is not like far from perfect, no? Although it's appealing to replace grasslands or areas that are like degraded with trees, like this idea, like to me, like it's not may not always work. Things like fire, like are a big problem. We see fires which are happening like much more often now. And if we plant trees, this could get worse. For example, like Patagonia, like in grasslands, if you put pines, of course they will be much more likely to get burned because like you have like much more like a biomass. We have some papers showing this. You know, like this is like a native grassland, which is like a really low amount of fuel, and this is like highly made area, which much more fuel. So like if you put trees, they become much more likely to be burned. And with this some modeling, and of course, you know, like when fires happen, like a lot more like a CO2 is released back into the atmosphere, like when you have an invasion. So basically, the trees like actually get more carbon, but they burn more. So the result is pretty much zero because they burn. And this affects people too, no? Like so, it's like two problems. Like trees burn, CO2 goes back into the atmosphere, and people like suffer this like highly like intense fires that didn't happen before. Albedo, this is an idea that people don't talk much, but it's also like a big problem like in some areas. Albedo is basically how much light is reflected. No, although albedo is when like a lot of light is like absorbed, it's absorbed, so it's warmer, like a high albedo is when like you have like whiter like areas, so like much more light is reflected back into the space. And we see, for example, snow and deserts and grasslands like have really like a high albedo, so a lot is reflected, but like forests and water like really like absorb a lot. We see here that like in Patagonia, like steppes are pretty like whitish, like yellowish, but plantations and invasions like much darker, so like much lower albedo, and this absorb much more energy. This difference I may see small, but like it's a lot more energy than this absorb. Like so, actually, it's warming the planet a bit or like a lot. We see this in the alpine ecosystems with pines are invading, that they also like melt snow. Snow is like really white, so then they melt snow. So then this creates this feedback. You know, like they are darker, they melt snow, they create these dark areas that get warmer. So it's potentially a huge problem for this. So albedo plays like a role on this thing too. Water use, like I don't know if you ever seen this brochure before. This is from the program, like from like South Africa. It's called Working for Water. It's a program that the government did to control like acacias and pines, because they consume much more water than the native like vegetation. So this is the biggest program like in the world to control exotics, and it's not called kill exotics. It's called like working for water. No, like so like they care about water, so they control exotics to reduce their high like water use. Yeah. So like what they do is they hire people to basically cut like exotics. So like they will have like much more water. No, like the problem like with water is that like these trees consume much more water. So like they have less water for drinking or crops. So it's a fairly like a serious problem. Like in South Africa, unlikely like many other parts of the world. This program, as I was telling you, it's not called killing exotic. It's called it's called working for water, since they aim to control the use of water by this like acacias and pines mainly. Soils, as you may know, like soils are the main like storage of carbon like on land. And we have found that like when basically pines or pinaceae invades areas which are like grasslands, they like reduce soil carbon by 10 to 50%, which is crazy. No, like they like these trees have like this the fungi that I told you before, this ectoprecursor fungi, which are really good at mining carbon, like actually nutrients in the soil. So like they with that like release carbon back into the atmosphere. So like they basically you can think like this emission happen, they burn, the trees die, and they get like less carbon like in the soil. So it's a pretty serious problem, no? So like yeah. And of course like a topic that's important for us, they like really reduce like native species. Like I can show you a graph like this that we have many, but actually you see like any of these invasions, you see that like nothing grows below them. No, like they become like monodominant and nothing grows below them. So like like really few species. It's not species that are zero, but it's almost zero. The species that can grow on these invasions. This is from Patagonia. So basically, we can summarize the impacts into more fires, less soil carbon, more water consumption, like invasions, less species, but of course much more like above ground biomass before they get burned. So in my view, like invasions can be a problem or a solution to fight climate change. No, like I see how appealing this idea can be, but I think we need to be like a much more careful when we play God a bit and allow like this or like encourage these invasions to occur. I think like we need much more information about like different ecosystems, different like disturbances, like different species, of how they behave in terms of carbon or impacts on human societies before we do things with them. And I was telling you like before these invasions can be like pretty slow. It takes decades for us to start seeing them. So it's not something that perhaps like in one single career we can see, like it may take like multiple decades. So like an idea that could be great now, people like 50 years or more later will suffer them. So like we need to be careful on this. So like trees could be like an awesome solution for carbon sequestration, but we need to like think carefully. Perhaps areas that are degraded could be good. Who knows? We need to think like which trees, where, and if we need more, and perhaps perhaps we need to value more our native species. No, like here, like Europe now, I'm seeing like a big efforts to like, for example, introduce like a Douglas fern to planting them, which to me kind of like is surprising. And we see like all the time the things now like carbon neutral like flights, carbon neutral plastic bags, like everything now like zero carbon, which is all fueled by, it's not all, but a lot is fueled by planting like trees elsewhere, no? Like so people plant trees in Patagonia and then claim that your computer is carbon neutral, no? Which is kind of like a weird idea to me, no? But happens all the time. And this, I took this picture like coming to here, no, like flight carbon neutral. Like that's weird, no, like how they will do it, no, like I don't know, like I see this and I see like pines in Patagonia, no, like it's the first thing that I imagine when I see this, no. And we have like all these programs, no, like of planting like 1 billion trees, 1 trillion trees, no, like all these programs, like people like planting trees all over, no, like it's happening all the time, no, like the other day I think like, Apple computers, carbon neutral and like they're planting like trees everywhere, no, like all these companies like want to do good things, and the thing that they want is now is to plant trees because trees are seen as this like we can also like a topic perhaps to discuss like how humans love trees, no, like something weird about like we as a species, we like trees much more than grasses, for example, no, like we see trees as nature and see grasses to be replaced by croplands, no, like so like, there is something weird about us. So as I say, like in a tweet, like a long time ago, climate change is a big problem. Like invasions are also like a big problem, but we shouldn't fight climate change by promoting invasions. No? To me, this is a silly idea, at least to me. Of course, like I don't want to be like I may be wrong with this, no, but it's something that like I think is worth discussing. And that's it. And I'm happy to take questions. Thank you.